but he's a fucking imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags.
Yeah.
They're mags, not clips. You absolute dummy.
Oh,
Same way that this is
Florida
also
man.
a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips. You look stupid here.
Alright, so I was going to that one level of Ultra Kill. Yeah, I know, best intro ever. That one where you enter a room and it is written that abandon hope all ye who enter here. No, really, I was scrolling through Twitter and I stumbled upon two posts. The first one was some report from Pew Research, and this one was on the gender gap in romantic relationship between men and women. United States of fucking A. This one stated that 34% of young women between the ages of 18 to 29 are single, whereas the number is 63% for young men. And personally, I was kind of surprised that this was such a high number, but I was also elated that it wasn't higher than that. And that is because this is a thing that has been floating around the internet for quite some time, with pick-up artists and whatnot talking about how it is that the dating market has changed, which obviously it does. As time changes, also do personalities and desirability do. But with regards to these numbers, it obviously makes sense that young men are voicing their concerns about their own desirability. And since this of course is addressed to people who are looking for relationships, pointing that out because I remember at work we used to have that one guy who was invited to like a group party where they were allowed to bring friends and or family, who always would be like,
I am so happy, I don't need to be unhappy because I'm alone.
And I would be like, nobody ever said that. Nobody blamed you for being alone. What is wrong with you, dude? So it's not about a person who is clearly happy with their single life. No, when you are between these ages and have been starved from intimacy and like a deep connection with another person, it like leaves a hole. Like, we are social beings. We need that thing coming home to somebody that we can share everything with. It's such an elating feeling. So it makes sense that a lot of young men are going to be seeking help. Now, personally, I will say that because of the intricacies of the dating market, as the word tend to be used, there aren't really a good answer for anything. Times they are changing, and what defines male desirability is not what it used to be some 30 years or 20 years ago even. The standards are being set by women and men equally, and of course, if one desires to still have a trad life with a trad wife, you can still do that. Personally, for me, if I could, I would have done that, but I am in a happy relationship where we both are giving 100% to make things work, and we are respecting one another, and like, I will just say, try to be your best self. But of course, not everybody agrees with that. No, you shouldn't simply look for somebody who respects you for who you are and with whom you can share a deep relationship with. No, you should strive to become a high-value man, an alpha male. From the pick-up parties to the dating coaches to the red pillars, or even, dare I even use the word, incels, like there are variation of how bad things are looking. But I think that the common denominator is that you have to treat, let's now take the case of a hetero relationship, a woman like a boss fight where you need to slam in the Konami code at each occasion just to get laid. It will typically go from the self-help stuff where you have to make changes in yourself with a focus on the physical, like chasing for that Giga Chad aesthetic, although the whole meme about Giga Chad is actually also catering to the psychological, like being in a great state of mind. That somehow often gets lost in translation, but it will go from that to tips and tricks on how to manipulate a woman on to make her stick with you and whatnot. It gets really weird. And what's even weirder is that more than often these people who are giving this advice end up actually committing the same mistake that they are blaming other men for doing. And when they are called out, they are of course turning into the biggest hypocrite ever and can never take criticism that are valid and sound. Case in point, the second tweet that I found, one that actually had a green screen video of Moist Critical, who is not the culprit here, but who was loading a gun. I was thinking to myself, what the hell is this? And I found the video here on YouTube, and it's of course involving Sneako. For those who don't know, I'm going to try to keep this short. Sneako is an old YouTuber who used to get like praises for his old type of content where he would go on the street asking people like questions that weren't that deep, but like was, you know, kind of like the thing that Channel 5 would do with Andrew Callahan, just having to listen to people's opinions. It was genuinely good. But Sneako would describe himself as a fucking asshole.
Jam my points in over and over because I'm right. It's all me. My opinions matter. This is correct and you're an idiot. Coney 2012. So eventually, I just look like a complete asshole. Just a full-on asshole. The thing is, no one has really seen this side of me to the fullest extent except for my family. I know how much of a prick I look like when I go full out, so this side of me is never revealed in public. It stays in the comforts of my home where people are forced to accept me. But over time, I've seen how much people hate being around someone who consistently thinks he's right and won't stop until he is, so I mostly keep it to myself. This side of me is a maturity thing too. Right now it's in full swing, but in 5 years, I hope it'll be gone. I piss even myself off sometimes. When you see rappers or basketball players who think they're the most important and special people in the world because children give them their endless, overwhelming fanboy support, that's what I feel like all the time. I think I'm so special and better than everyone else because I think I'm smarter. Just picture how narcissistic that is. This side of me is my alter ego, and he's named the Sneako.
And this self-awareness is the one component that, despite my attempt very often to approach most people, even the controversial ones, with like a feeling of what's the word I'm looking for here? Empathy. It's not possible with this one. Oh, I found a video. Oh, I'm gonna ask the obvious question here. Is Sneako like addicted to taking L's? Like why? Why does he keep doing this? It's been like, what, 3 months since he attacked Moist and his girlfriend for the simple fact that he pointed his hypocrisy, and now he goes back to this. It's fucking weird. Anyways, let's check out what YouTube Jesus has to say.
Hey Sneako, does this outfit look familiar? This is the same thing I wore last time I took you over my knee and spanked your bottom with some discipline. And I'm happy to report that these are back in stock and a lot more at moistglobal.com. Last time I talked about you, I used you for a merchandise push as well, so might as well stick with tradition. I bet just seeing me in this attire again has just sent you on a full-blown Winter Soldier episode with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull as you're experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, because the first video I made on you offended you to such a high degree that you have not stopped whining since. It's already been 3 months, can you believe that? How time flies. You started shit with me by insulting me and my girlfriend out of nowhere, so naturally I responded by making fun of you in return and showcasing the reasons why I don't respect you. But unfortunately, I failed to calculate just how much of a sensitive fucking loser you are.
For those who aren't aware, he took part in, I think that was the point when it was revealed. That one podcast with, what's their name again? Agent 005. Playback, yeah, the two black guys. Yes, I know, okay, guys, calm down. He partook in that, and in there he revealed that he and his girlfriend is in an open relationship, or something like that. At least she was getting railed by multiple men. And he was witnessing the entire thing to a certain point where this is going to get a little bit graphic, I'm sorry, with a guy's balls even coming near touching his face. I mean, what the fuck? And to be clear, if you are into cocklery, you do you. But don't expect people to not criticize you when you put it in the limelight. The people are not going to respect that, especially when you say that it is something that everybody should try. No. Stop.
Because this hurt your feelings to such a high degree, it's become like an Armageddon in your brain. 3 months you have continued to melt down about this. The day after I posted my response, you went on stream and had a huge unhinged tantrum.
Okay, I'm gonna move my camera just a little bit here so that we can see the culprit, the usual ones that they hate. That being the red pill guys, because I think that most of them tend to make content about them. Of course, Moist at the top, Hassan, Noah Samson, Mr. Beer, Ethan Klein. I mean, okay. And like out of all these, at least these three, I know what their physiques looks like. If you're going to threaten them, I think that they also shoot guns. So what's the point? Are they going to do the typical, oh, you're a soy boy, blah, blah, blah. You are being the soy right now.
Countryman meltdown about the whole thing, and then he sent some of his viewers over. So I was joking with them, saying like, oh, you guys must have just stopped the cuties watch party over there at Sneako's stream, right? Welcome, cucks, that kind of shit. And it got really under his skin in a big way, so he started dancing around with the gun and threatening to come shoot me. So he kept saying, oh, you're in Tampa, right? I'll come see you, waving his gun around and dancing.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
What?
You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips.
Oh, this is what led to him pulling out
The
his...
reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs.
Of
So
course.
I said watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags.
Yeah.
They're mags, not clips. You absolute fucking dummy.
Oh,
Same
shit.
way that this is
Florida
also
man.
a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips. You look fucking stupid here. Anyway, sorry for the gun anatomy lesson. He was very upset, so he was threatening to come shoot me, beat me up, all of that, because I hurt his feelings, and it's been festering for quite some time now. 3 fucking months. You love to bitch about how everyone's canceling you. These
I know.
soy boy NPC bots are all canceling you. It's all you do. You treat the teenagers in your Discord like they're your goddamn therapist. Just going in there to complain about the invisible boogeyman canceling you again, shaking your fist at the clouds.
And like his own chat don't respect him at all. Like whenever I will stumble on videos like that, like the last one at least, that was like 3 months ago when this situation, the previous situation happened. Like you will see how they tell him to shut the fuck up and watch somebody else who's making fun of him. Like it's as if they are getting off of him being ridiculed, and so does he. It's strange. It's literally like my cat, right? Look. You see that thing right here? She's sleeping right now. She's so cute. But she only does that because she needs that stimulation. She needs to chase that one thing, that ball of yarn that's going to make her exhausted. If she doesn't do that, she starts acting crazy.
I also love that you treat this Discord server like it's your PR team, so you have them work on your responses on Twitter because you're not witty enough to come up with anything on your own. You have no ability to banter. You can't
Yikes.
insult anyone. Anytime you're pushed, all you fall back on is one of 3 things: soy boy, bot, or NPC, and that's it. You never deviate from this path, which is ironic because you're like literally a sheep. You have 3 programmed...
Because the fire, or what it was... The torch was passed on to him by, was it Tristan Tate, right? Since the arrest of his brother, he's passed the torch on to Sneako. So obviously the same people who are catering to that are going to his channel and just want to listen to the same monologue over and over again.
responses. You're like the absolute worst character, side character in an MMO. It's pathetic. But I'm getting sidetracked. You love to be super public about how much you hate antidepressants and you shit on anyone who takes antidepressants, but with the way you talk in your Discord server, I'm pretty convinced that you're only 2 or 3 messages away from asking your community to source antidepressants for you under the table to help with all this mental anguish you're going through. And I think that'd honestly be a good idea. It might help you. But I'm putting the cart before the horse here. How did we get to this point? Well, I made that video about Sneako, and I fully planned on that being the only time I ever talked about this asshole. I really did. All I wanted to do was highlight why I personally don't respect him. I know a lot of people criticize me for not tackling his points, and to that I say, bah humbug, this fucking goober didn't make any points. All he did was insult me and my girlfriend.
I love this guy so much. How, oh man, you know that you've made it when you can just say bah humbug just like that and be like, yeah, that's totally fine. He just said that. And also, can we just appreciate that he is amongst one of the very few people who can pull a gun without looking cringe? I seriously don't get these dudes who want to show how man up they are, how big their muscles are just by pulling a freaking AR and being like, oh, look at me, I can shoot guns. Like, okay, Like, it's not easy for any Americans to have access to one.
He insulted me and my girlfriend because I made fun of one of his friend's blatantly fake stories. He resorted to childish name-calling like, I'm ugly, and I don't go outside. That's not making any points. Like, what am I supposed to debunk there? No, actually, my mom thinks I'm handsome, and so does my girlfriend, so you're wrong, factually wrong. There's nothing to debunk. The whole point of the video was highlighting why I don't respect him. I'll go ahead and briefly give you a previously on Dragon Ball Z lore recap to bring you up to speed on the points I was making for why I think he is a pathetic piece of shit, and his opinion holds no value in my eyes. Is because he publicly defends Cuties as one of his favorite movies. Cuties was a Netflix film that used real child actresses in sexual situations. So they sexualized real children. A fact that Sneako himself acknowledges, but writes off as being okay because it's realistic, because in the real world, children get sexualized. I'll say it again. Regardless of what the intention of the film was, they missed the mark because what ended up happening is they sexualized the child actresses.
Yes.
That is a problem. Full stop. Even if the message was supposed to be the opposite, they still ended up contributing to the very problem they were speaking out against.
I saw Cuties last night and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover and I got clickbaited. So did you. You got clickbaited. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic
Got clickbaited. Bruh. I haven't even watched that shit, and I find it disgusting. Okay.
film. Like, yes, it shows children in a sexual way, but this is not unusual now. And the people who are really mad about this aren't Gen Z.
Imagine claiming children in sexual positions is clickbait. Yikes. That's rough. You admit that the children were sexualized. That is bad. Okay? That means the movie failed in its mission. I don't know what you don't get about that. But regardless, I'm not here to just keep hammering home the same points. Another thing that I talked about for a reason I don't respect him is because he battles with his own sexuality. He is very public about how he used to go to these swinger parties. I think he says 4 in total over the course of like 2 weeks, where he watched his girlfriend get fucked by other men. Even telling the story of how he was literally in the bed watching his girl get fucked by a different man, moaning intensely. And it was traumatizing.
He said it himself.
He recommends that everyone should try it at some point for some reason.
Because this was imagine seeing the girl you love like
Get fucked.
get fucked.
You love her?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's the playback thing.
I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, let me not say that. I love my wifey, my queen.
And answer, you good answer. allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other three?
Is there- wait,
Why
is there-
that
is there-
one didn't last?
I'm crazy.
The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked out.
And that's the thing again. Oh my god. And like, how can you be mad at people living criticism against this? You were open about it. I think that most people will not give a shit. Most people will not give a shit about this. They will just watch it and be like, okay, that's a fun, ridiculous story. In our eyes, do your shit. But when you start attacking other people and being such a hypocrite, that's where things go sideways. As much as they already have.
I can't do that. Like, feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. I know. You know what?
So my point with this was, why is this the guy that's lecturing everyone on their relationships,
I
shitting
know.
on people's relationships, when he himself is in one that makes him very upset and he can't come to terms with it? Now, if he's open about being a cuck and happy and proud to be a cuck, that's fine. But he's not. It makes him mad every single time. So why the fuck is this insecure guy the one that's the moral authority on healthy relationships all of a sudden? That was the point of me bringing up that clip. Now, that was basically the whole video. I summed it up real quick.
That's all it
I pointed
was.
out is I don't respect his opinion because he defends a movie I consider to be child porn. I think any film or any production that has real children being sexualized should be classified as child porn.
And there's so much worse shit that he has said. From 5 years, goddamn. He may have said something 5 years ago, but I don't even dare go look that far. I know a little bit about his backstory and how he basically self-identified as an asshole. But like 5 months ago, Brandon Buckingham made a video on him because Sneako accused him for presumably saying that he was going to R-word Sneako's girlfriend. And he never did. Obviously, he never did. But Sneako is the type of guy who said that, oh, any female who stands forth and make false allegations, of sexual assault should go to jail. Fine. Of course, we agree with that. The person should suffer the thing that they put upon others due to falsehood. But when he does it, yeah. Also, he got his channel terminated by doing some explicit gestures of towards another female YouTuber, Chad, I think it was, and another female YouTuber. He's just the worst.
That's how I view it. Maybe your definition's different, but that's how I personally view that kind of content. So him defending that was beyond reprehensible to me. And him being very public with his cuckoldry and how scarring it has been, it should be a lesson and an example that he himself is not great when it comes to relationships and all these things. And I posted that and it made him extremely upset and he hasn't stopped fucking crying about it for 3 months. So, fast forward to 2 days ago. I was streaming a Moist Esports tournament and I went up to go to the bathroom. I had to take a shit. It was a double flusher. So I was on the toilet for quite some time and I saw a Sneako post that he's posted quite a few times now and I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing anything else right now on the porcelain throne. I'll play in the pig pen. So I did. For 3 months now, Sneako has had this adorable little collage that he made that looks like it's straight out of a 16-year-old girl's diary with pictures of boys from her class that she doesn't like. All about people that have hurt his feelings. This is his wall of shame for people that have insulted him online. What's even sadder about it is he purposely leaves out people that he's afraid of. So
Of course he does. Of course he does. Yeah, Brandon Buckingham did challenge him to a boxing match and he said that, no, I'd rather stay at home and shout out slurs. He literally said that. He doesn't care whether or not what he says is true or false. All he rides on is the infamy. And I don't know what kind of psychological damage that has got to put on someone, you know. It's got to be like a certain mental strain when you know that you're being ridiculed all day long. And that's why I said before that I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that he gets off on that.
Turkey Tom, for example, made a whole video talking about Sneako and how pathetic he is. And Sneako tried to talk a big game to him, even challenged him to a debate, which Turkey Tom accepted with jubilation. He was ecstatic.
Yeah.
And then Sneako kept ducking him, ghosting him. So he leaves Turkey Tom off of this list because he's afraid to actually talk to him. And he also leaves off quite a few other people, but the most notable other one that is comical for the absence is Brandon Buckingham.
Oh, there
Brandon
we go.
Buckingham is an internet content creator that Sneako lied about for a long time, and they had a lot of beef. And Brandon Buckingham
That's the video I saw.
challenged him to a fight. And Sneako is very fearful of him. We'll get into that more in depth in a moment, but I just need to set the stage a little bit here with this collage. So after seeing this for the 100th time in the last 3 months, I finally...
Oh, and the guy here, what's his name? Next to Hassan. Oh God, I can't remember it. Sneako bullied him for the fact that he was dealing with... He took a break from YouTube to deal with his own mental health issues. And Sneako was like, fuck your mental health. And this is who's supposed to be like a guiding light for young men to show them how they should be. Man, this is kind of infuriating, to be fair.
He just said, holy shit, you pathetic, sensitive, soy little worm. I made fun of you for watching your girlfriend get fucked by numerous other men and also insulted you for defending child porn. That's not cancellation. That's just spitting on you for being a pitiful, sad cuck. And this puppy really blew up on Twitter in a big way. Now, I will say it again. What I did and what I am doing right now is not canceling you, Sneako.
No.
I am insulting you. I am making fun of you. Something that you were supposed to be a huge proponent of, right? Wasn't like one of your big things like bullying needs to be brought back. So now that I'm making fun of you, what, all of a sudden now it's off limits, now it's canceling? You have become the SJWs that you criticize so much. I don't know how you don't realize that. We continue. He says, you know in your soul you would never say that to my face. To which I respond, you literally have a collage of people that hurt your feelings on the internet. You haven't stopped whining about me for months now, you goofy NPC. Even if you beat my ass in a fight, it doesn't change the truth. You're still a cuck who also defends child porn.
For which I actually very much would doubt that Sneako would beat Charlie in a fight.
I think this is important to talk about, and I just talked about it recently. When you are getting your feelings hurt and your immediate response isn't to fire back with insults, jokes, whatever, it's to challenge someone to a fight, you've taken a huge L. You've shown that the person has got under your skin, and the only thing you can resort to is a caveman brain of, I'll beat you in a fight. Sneako, you beating me in a fight doesn't unfuck your girlfriend from the numerous men that had sex with her in front of you. It doesn't do anything. Everything I said still stands. Nothing changes. It doesn't even salvage your ego. All it is a pathetic fucking attempt at attention. And I don't think you believe half the things you talk about. I really think Sneako just panders as much as possible. He himself doesn't even stand by the things he talks about. I really don't think he has any beliefs of his own. He just echoes what he thinks is going to get him the biggest audience / the most money. That's what I think. So this puffing out his chest of challenging me to a fight is clearly attention. That's what it feels like. Because you don't have the same energy for Brandon Buckingham. Brandon Buckingham is more than willing to fight you any day of the week. But with him, you don't want to do that for some reason. Why? Do you not stand by your beliefs when it comes to Brandon Buckingham?
He's a slight bit taller.
He has said all the same things about you that I am saying about you. So why is he exempt? Why don't you want to fight him? That's so weird. This is what you said about Brandon Buckingham and fighting him.
And then finally, when Brandon Buckingham is down to meet Sneako, he's there to box him. They're both similar sizes. Sneako would now rather just sit at home and tell jokes behind his computer.
I'd rather sit at home and yell at a camera, tell jokes than, risk my manhood falling flat for Brandon Buckingham, if I lose the fight.
So now it's suddenly cool to just stay at home and keep it all online.
The full video here from Willie Mack is an absolute masterpiece on laying out every pathetic thing that Sneako has ever done, said, or everything ever. So I highly recommend checking it out. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's a banger. So, as you can see, the people he's confident in fighting are ones that he feels confident he'd win against. I'm 5'6". I think he's 6'1". So the height advantage he feels very confident with. And he has every reason to. He would probably beat me in a fight. But like I said, that doesn't change anything. Everything I've said is still...
I didn't realize that Moise was not that tall. Oh, sorry.
Everything I've said is still true.
Yeah.
You are a cuck, self-admitted, and you have defended cuties publicly. Which, by more than just me, by many, is considered child porn. You're pathetic. Beating me in a fight doesn't change any of those facts. I've also been super vocal about how I don't want to fight. Like, I'm not afraid to say, I don't want to get hit in the head, right? I'm afraid of...
Yeah. I mean, why? And why would you? As he stated before, it's such a caveman mentality kind of statement to bring forth. Your best solution when in a conflict is to run away. You don't know what the aftermath is going to be. Is somebody going to sue you if you beat the fuck out of them? You make them bleed, you remove teeth, whatever it may be. You end up knocking them so hard that they go to the hospital. You don't know what's going to happen. That's why some YouTubers have been doing that in the ring with charity work and all that. I mean, I'm still not sure if that's the right thing to do, but at least there, it is within a controlled environment where two consenting adults are doing it under some rules. That perhaps is the better option, but still, it's kind of stupid.
Taking headshots. It's probably a super normal fear to have, so I'm averse to going into a boxing match, especially one that's just a clout-driven spectacle like this. That'd be completely fucking worthless. And I've been super open about that, which I'm sure you know since you keep saying that you've watched my content, so you probably know that I was never going to accept a fight in the first place. Especially since you're, significantly taller than me, right? It wouldn't make any sense. And even though you would probably beat me in a fight, you're certainly not beating me in, an aesthetic physique competition, because goddamn, I blow your ass out of the water. Look at this fucking anime character physique
Hell
I'm
yeah!
rocking. Meanwhile, you're over here with that Abercrombie and Fitch from 1998. Now, in Sneako's credit, he did start going to the gym recently. Maybe I inspired him, and you know what? That's great. I'm glad I could have a positive impact on your life like that, Sneako. Getting into the gym is a fantastic thing, and you're going to feel so much better. And I know you'll start seeing results soon as long as you keep at it. And then finally, our last exchange goes very similarly to the others. You're not special from the other 10 soy boys who say the same thing. If you got a problem, stop talking on the internet. Let's solve it. So I said, got your Discord still working on responses? Brother, I have no problem. You started it and I made fun of you in return. You're upset about publicly admitting to cuckoldry and get mad at me for bringing it up. You should be mad at yourself instead. Have some self-reflection. Which it's true. I don't have a problem. You literally started it, Sneako, and you even asked your audience to let me know everything you said and send me your clips. You actually asked for a response, and then got super upset when my response was a little too mean to your feelings. How is that not the ultimate cuckoldry? Like, even more so than your girl getting clapped by 1,000 men. How? Like, how can you, with a
I like how he increased it to 1,000 men.
straight face, still call other people soy boys? I'm not kidding, I really didn't want to keep talking about you, but you won't stop talking and crying about me. It's sad. I understand you have a humiliation fetish, so hopefully this whole thing has helped you orgasm one more time from all that.
Oh, damn.
I don't think it's fun dunking on you, Sneako. I don't. And I'm certainly not canceling you. But you keep doing this. So you forced my hand to make fun of you again. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.
God damn. Yo, Charlie might be afraid of taking headshots, but Sneako is afraid of seeing his girlfriend take headshots. I think I'm gonna keep it as is here, guys.